In this video, we are going to solve basic tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant equations. So for example, solve the following on the interval 0 to 2 pi. So again, I am trying to solve these problems between 0 and 2 pi. And that again is once around the unit circle. So let me add in here the unit circle. So we have it, so we have it over here to refer to if we need it. Okay, so our first one here, so we're trying to solve tangent of theta plus 1 equals 0. So the very first thing that I have to do is I have to solve for the trig function. So if I subtract 1 from both sides, we're actually looking for when is the tangent of theta equal to -1. So remember, tangent is the tangent of theta. When we find it off of the unit circle, it's y over x. So I need to figure out where, if I take the y values and I divide it by the x values, am I going to get -1? If I look here, the places that would happen are going to be when, the only chance I possibly have to gain -1 are when the values of the sine and the cosine are the same but opposite signs. And that happens here at 3 pi over 4. So this, I'd have root 2 over 2 divided by minus root 2 over 2, so that would give me a -1. And also here at 5 pi over 4. One thing I tell students sometimes to do if they're doing these solving problems is you can go through and divide all of these values. So I could come over here and I could take this value here and I could do -1/2 divided by minus root 3 over 2. And so if I did keep change flip, I'd have -1/2 times minus 2 over root 3. So this would end up being 1 over root 3. So the tangent at 7 pi over 6 is going to be 1 over root 3. And you can do that for every single value all the way around the unit circle. So this places where it's going to be equal to -1, as we said, it's going to be here at 3 pi over 4, because root 2 over 2 divided by minus root 2 over 2 is -1. And then also here at 7 pi over 4, because again, minus root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2 is going to give us that. So our two answers are going to be 3 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. So let's try another one. So B, root 3 secant theta plus 2 equals 0. So again, the very first thing we have to do is we have to solve for the trig function. So I have root 3 secant theta equals -2. So I subtract 2 from both sides. Now I'm going to divide both sides by root 3. So the secant of theta is going to be -2 over root 3. And so remember, secant is 1 over the cosine. And so, or we could flip the secant to get the cosine. So if the secant of theta is equal to -2 over root 3, that's the same thing as saying that the cosine of theta is equal to minus root 3 over 2. And if you recall, cosine is the x value. So we're looking for where is the x value minus root 3 over 2. And so the places that happens are here at 5 pi over 6 and down here at 7 pi over 6. So theta is going to be 5 pi over 6 and 7 pi over 6. So you just, if it's a secant or a cosecant or a cotangent, you kind of want to think, I usually flip them back into either a sine, a cosine, or a tangent. And then the sines and cosines are easy, you just read them right off the graph, but the tangent you have to divide the values to be able to find them.